Okay, no one is yet. Hello, hello, hello. Yay! Who's the first person? Should I guess? Daniel! Birthday man! Hello, Esther. Happy birthday, Daniel. Good evening. Hi, Esther. Good evening. Rochelle White. Good evening. As you're coming in, guys, please start to share. Patty, good evening. How are you? Oriyomi, good evening. Please start to share as you're coming in, guys. Please. Thank you. MJ, good evening. Hello, Queen Conspicuous Mayowa. Good evening. Good evening, Michael. Oriyomi again, good evening. Oriyomi saying good evening, DSA. Faith, how are you? Good evening. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome. Good evening, everyone. As you're coming in, can you please share on your page and also invite your friends? MA, good evening. How are you guys? I hope you've had a lovely day today. Hello, Abo, how are you? You're putting your number here. Good. Olayinka, good evening. Gift, blessing, good evening. Mejele, how are you? I hope you're okay. Good evening, everybody. As you're coming in, please, again, can you share this? MJ, thank you. Good evening. MJ saying good. DSA, how has your day been, sir? He's nodding. Yes. Good evening. Good evening. Oh, thank you, Daniel. That's really nice of you to say. Good evening, Deborah Cole. Good evening, Ma. Gift again. Thank you, Gift, for sharing. Gift is shared. Can you all please share, please? Chioma, good evening. How are you? I hope you're all okay. Thank you for joining us this evening. It's going to be another explosive evening. DSA never disappoints. Actually surprises me every time. So, Osas, good evening. Kels, how are you? Good evening. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining. It's great to have you all with us this evening. So, please share so that we can have more people. Before I do the announcement, you know what's happening? We've just started a conquest.
Conquest?
Yes, competition. Which I don't like to call a competition. So I'll say a contest. Not conquest. We're not fighting anybody, no. It's a contest, all right? You don't have to win anything. Contest. We started a few days ago. So, guys, there's so much to win and it's so impressive. So let me start with that as people are coming in so that we can all join in this amazing, amazing prize. So what's the gift? DSA, of course, is his golden jubilee. So the gift will be him. And it's in many ways, not just in one way. We are going to win, number one, any of Pastor Sunday's book. Not one, not two, we don't know. So you can have Pastor Sunday's books. That's the first gift. Skype talk with Pastor Sunday for 1 hour. So you spend an hour talking to Pastor Sunday as you wish. What you want to ask him, you can ask any question. Be Pastor Sunday's personal visitor. So you can come over here to Kyiv, Ukraine, and spend time with Pastor Sunday. So that's a fantastic gift. That's an amazing gift, actually. So that's number 3. And then there's another gift, which is lunch with Pastor Sunday. Obviously, you'll be here in Kyiv. So that's another opportunity for some sets of people as well to be here so that they can have lunch with Pastor Sunday. And then there's a personal question time. So this type of question time that we're having, you would have it all to yourself. You will sit down and have 1 hour of questioning Dr. Sunday, asking any question that you want. That's an amazing, personal, bespoke question time just for you or whoever wins. But there must be something that you need to do to achieve any of this. So let's go. What do we need to do? That's the criteria. The first one, which is the category of the competition or the contest, which is 7 best doers. So what do we mean by best doers? People who have accomplished the most projects after the teaching of Pastor Sunday. So your best doer, if you've achieved something, you've set up a project, you've achieved a desire that you want to, either it's business, whether it's personal, whatever it may be, and you can prove it, you can document it for us, then you can enter into this category of competition, which is and there's seven people can win this. So it's not just one person, 7 people can win this. Secondly, there's another one, which is 7 most grateful performers. Right, this is really interesting. Not only that you will learn the scale of gratitude, but if you can also prove the scale of gratitude, the top 3 scale, and prove it, then you can also be a winner. So Dr. Sunday has got scale of gratitude. It's 11 points. You can read it. There's a link below, so you can read it. There's also a link on Dr. Sunday's page. You can have a look and see what the scale is. And if you can prove that, then you can enter into this competition. Number 3, 10 Mozilla's book readers. So these are people that have read most of Dr. Sunday's book, and they can put it down in a note, explain what the points are in the books, in the various books. So you have to have read several books and put the points down in a note or in a sort of essay, whichever one you prefer, and send it to us. If you're one of those people, this is a category for you. And then there's another one, 7 best followers / student of Dr. Sunday. So people who have listened to the largest amount of Dr. Sunday's teaching. I think that's most people that are here. You would have listened to, if you've been listening to Dr. Sunday since he started broadcasting last year, then you are automatically entered into this. You just need to put your name forward, and also you need to be able to tell us his teaching. Anyone that you desire, just tell us about it and prove it with your notes. That this is what you've learned, this is what you've listened to, this is this recording. It's so easy. You can go on YouTube, Sunday Adelaja Official. Everyone can enter into this. Sunday Adelaja Official, there's a playlist. You can listen to any playlist that you like, and here you go. You can enter this competition. The answers are there. This is like a competition that everything is available for you. And then there's another one, 7 best creator of 5 videos with lessons from Dr. Sunday Adelaja's teaching. So if you can create a 5-minute video with lessons from Dr. Sunday Adelaja's teaching, this is so easy because you will know what his lessons are. They're mainly about values, they're about God, kingdom. If you can create a 5-minute video on this, then enter. Da-da-da-da-da. And then there's another one, 7 greatest DSA promoters. So however you want to promote DSA, it's up to you. So if you can promote him and you can document that as well. So people who succeed to the largest amount of shares of DSA videos, the contest this contest starts from the 8th to the 25th of May. So if you can show and prove that you're promoting DSA, again, you can enter this competition, this category. And then there's another one, 5 best DSA video biography creator. This one is the most interesting one to me because you have the opportunity, you've had several opportunities. Dr. Sunday has talked about his life, his upbringing, and also there's a book that you can use, which is the book Olorun Wa. So there you go. That's another one that everyone can enter into. I find this very interesting because I always want to know more about Dr. Sunday. And then we've added another one. Guess what? We've added another one. Since in the last few weeks, I think it's now 2 weeks because it's day 13 now, so it's almost 2 weeks. We are all promoting Dr. Sunday Golden Jubilee, DSA Golden Jubilee. So there's another one now that we added. Anyone that promotes Dr. Sunday Adelaja for this Golden Jubilee, that puts up videos, they put up their messages and congratulatory messages and pictures of what they're doing in their town, in their cities, in their nations, and they can flood the web with it, then you can enter. So this is for everybody. All DSA family already should enter this competition because you already have a head start. So all you need to do is just do that a bit better. It is slightly different from promoting DSA. So this is promoting, there's one, yes, this is the congratulatory messages. So your congratulatory messages, your appreciation videos, your testimonials, your pictures of what you're doing in your cities or in your towns. If you can put that up, put a comment and say whatever you want to say, obviously good comments, and also your attributes, everything together, and you post it regularly, then you can enter into this, you know.
You just create a good one, send them to you.
Yes, actually, send them to me, create them, send them to me, and also post them. So there you go. And I would also post them for you. So, but make sure you send them to me also. So you know my email address is dsa50dsafifty@gmail.com. So that's the announcement regarding this competition. I hope you would all enter so that nobody can be left out in this. There's 8 categories. There's so much to win. 50 people can win in these categories. So what are you waiting for? Go ahead and have fun.
Let them share.
So right now, let's start sharing. Please share, share, share. Hello, Fumi. Hello, Sister Fumi. How are you? Or Monica, good evening. Good evening, Afolabi. Pastor Edwin, good evening. Tony, good evening. David, good evening. Phyllis, how are you? Ayola, good evening. Okay, Queen Elizabeth, good evening. Good evening, everybody. Now that I have said the announcement, we have to go now. Say hello to Dr. Sunday. You just said hello like the Queen of England, like this. Did you see?
Wasting your time.
Okay, Dr. Sunday think I'm wasting your time, but I'm not trying to waste your time. I'm just too excited because, you know, I love this question time. So let's go now. The first question, sir, is how do you study the Bible personally, considering your depth of insight into the same scripture that everyone reads? How do you study the Bible?
Okay, the way I study the Bible is the way I do everything. I try to do everything meticulously. I try to do everything in a very detailed manner. I try to give my best in everything I do. And if you study the Bible like that, and not just the Bible, but everything you read and you study, if you do it with that kind of attitude, you will always see what other people don't see. It's like Albert Einstein said. He said that people always ask me, how is it that you are able to discover in science and physics what all other scientists have not been able to discover? And he told them that the difference between me and other scientists is because it's like looking for a pin in a garbage box. So the pin, it's very difficult to find a pin in the garbage box, in the trash box. And he said, but because for you to find a pin in a trash box, you've got to take out every paper, open it up, and see if the pin is there. You've got to take out everything apart in that trash. And trash and garbage is what people don't like to go into. People don't like garbages. People don't like trash. People don't like to get their hands dirty or soiled. But to really be great and to be able to discover what others have not been able to, you must be willing to go to the hard places, to the unpopular places, to be able to be unpopular. So you are, for example, whenever you begin to unravel the trash box or garbage box, everybody around you begin to run away because it's smelling. It's unpleasant. It's not a place where you are being celebrated, where they're clapping for you. It's not a place where you are smelling well. I mean, things are just bad when you are in a trash box. So that's why Albert Einstein used that illustration, that it's like looking for a pin in a trash box. So as you are placing everything and putting them apart and searching inside, you will discover that not too many people want to stay there for long. So what Albert Einstein said is that in that process, most scientists just give up. People will rather go to the office or to the lecture room where they will be treated, where they could just do their job. But not too many people want to go through the hard, unpopular activities to really become who they need to become. Same thing happened, and then it keeps on saying, he said, but me, I don't give up when, even when the smell is hard, or if the trash box is deep and there are a lot of things to take from there. He said, I don't give up. But then he says, but even there are other scientists also that might not give up. They might not give up. Even when they don't give up in the beginning, because of the because of the smell, and because of the challenge, and because of the, just the atmosphere of the trash, even when they don't give up, that they keep on working. Let's say I and the other scientists will keep on digging into the trash box and looking for the pin. He says, whenever any of the other scientists discover at last one pin, they jump up and begin to run and say, oh, Eureka, I got it, I got the pin, look at the pin. He said that is where most scientists stop digging. They dig until they find one pin. Once they find that needle, that needle, they just take off and begin to say, wow, I am Dr. This, I'm Professor this, I'm Nobel Prize this, and that, and that. He said, but me, this is where I really differ. And this is what really differentiates me from all other scientists. He said, but in my own case, when I find the pin or the needle, I say, okay, I found this needle, then I take that needle and put it aside. And I tell myself, what about in case there is any other needle inside? Even though they didn't tell me there are others, but I just tell myself, what about in case I could find another one? So I keep on digging and taking myself through the labor and through the rigor of, the smell, the soiling of your hands, and getting your hands dirty, and the meticulousness of going through every paper, and I keep on digging. Albert Einstein says, then when I keep on digging, then it just so happened that even though I was not told that there's another one, but it just so happens time and time again that I find another needle. And even when after finding the second needle, I say, wow, it's time to rest, and it's time to, go and take a good time and celebrate. He said, if I celebrate now, what about if there is another needle in that place? No, let me just postpone the celebration. Let me just keep on looking again. So he keeps on digging until he finds the third needle. And he says, until I find a fourth needle, and I keep on digging until I get to the bottom of the matter. He said, that's why I'm Albert Einstein that discovers all these laws in physics. He said it has always been there. The laws have always been there. But other people don't want to get their hands dirty. Other people don't want to dig. Other people don't want to hang around where it's smelling. Other people don't want to work for too long or deny themselves. And even those who want to do that, they find one and give up. But I keep on going. Maybe just in case, there is yet another needle hiding in that place until I get to the bottom of the trash box. and I unravel it, and I say, yes, now I'm satisfied. Now I can go celebrate. I think I'm more like that. So how do I study the Bible? How do I study every other thing? How do I do every other thing? It's similar to that illustration. So that illustration from Albert Einstein probably describes the most why Pastor Sunday kind of so different.
Thank you, sir. That was interesting. The analogy and the explanation there was quite detailed. So, sir, I still want to ask a question about this, which is, you explain how Albert Einstein does his, which is researching and finding out things, but the Bible is slightly different because, yes, you can use the same principle. When do you know to stop? Because also it's an inspirational book. He's digging and finding something. When do you stop? How do you realize that this one is it? This is it. This is the truth. This is what I'm looking for. Because, you know, he's looking for a product or he's looking for an idea. He finds the first one, finds the second, the fourth, until he digs to the bottom. How do you know with the Bible? Because this is a specific thing, which is Bible. It's different, slightly. I get the principle. Can you answer that, please?
I'm not sure I understand what you want, but I would try to answer as much as I understand. I think with the Bible, it's much more simpler. Okay. It's more straightforward. And you know, it's God's word. And yeah, it's much more easier for me. And I think with physics and Albert Einstein, it needs to go to so many places to find what we can all find in the Bible. So I think it's more straightforward in the Bible. And secondly, when do I know to stop? I don't stop. You keep on, every day with the Bible, you discover new things. So it's better to just keep on enjoying yourself, enjoying the trip. Why should you stop? Why should you stop the journey of discovery, the pursuit of God?
There you go, guys. So let me summarize this. The first thing is the willingness to go to the hard places. The explanation given about Albert Einstein, which is that he digs where people are not willing to go. So the smelly places, the dustbins, not the literally dustbin, but where people are not willing to go, he will go that extra mile. But what really struck me about this answer is that once he's found something, he doesn't live on the glory of, yay, I found this one thing, you know, I'm successful. He continues. He believes that there must be more. Let me search. And I think that's a habit we all need to cultivate. Not one success and that's it. And yes, I get it, I understand. Have the mindset that there's more where it came from. Let me do my best to make sure that I can find more. So that's an interesting question. Whoever asked that question, thank you very much for that. So let's move on now. I hope you're all satisfied with that. I can't see no thumbs up, but I'm sure you are. So there's a question here, sir, which says, sir, no. Right. This question is, sir, if you were less busy and wanted to listen to a sermon on TV, which minister would you like to listen to?
I don't know why you should associate your free time with TV. I think that is because of the stereotype of your upbringing. Because in so many cultures and for so long, the only center of entertainment in the family and even in life is TV. So when you are kind of free a little bit, you just put on the TV. Even when you're not free, like when I go to Nigeria, I used to see them put on the TV. Even when serious things are going on, TV is playing. I mean, they just put on the TV every time as if that is a sign of prosperity or kind of sign of, rest or what. Why should you associate your life with TV? let me tell you something about the TV. You know what? In 100 years' time, or maybe even in 50 years' time, your own children, our own the children's children, our own grandchildren, and the next generation after us, our posterity will laugh at us. They will be falling on the ground, rolling on the ground like this, laughing at us because that we used to have TVs in homes like this, these boxes. Why should you bring all these boxes? I think they will be wondering, you mean, Daddy, those of you who live long, or you still remember what TV is, they say, you mean you will have to create a place in your own house to put this thing, box? But how did it happen here? How does it come here? You mean you have to go to somewhere, get a car, and load it, and carry boxes to your house like this? They will be thinking we are from the zoo. They will be laughing at us. Because a time is coming, they will only look at the screen like this and point their finger. They will see whatever they want to say. Or just like now, telephone. They are seeing TV here. They are seeing TV in iPad. They are working with it. You mean you have to sit people down to wash? Who comes? Does anybody gather together like that? Does anybody stop by to do that? Why can't they walk and do it? I think a time is going to come. People are going to look like this in their hand and are going to wash. A time is going to come. They are going to go to do something like this, and something is going to appear. That is how it is in heaven. And whatever we're having on earth, whatever progress we're having on earth, is just a duplication of what has already existed in heaven. And in heaven, that is what exists. That is what we're moving towards. Like in this house now, we used to have 60 TVs in this house. 60 TVs in every apartment, in every room almost. Right now, in fact, at the point my wife just gathered all especially the plasma, we just put all of them in the garage. And one of them is lying there. Nobody even knows if it works or not. Even if we are going to put it on, we just put it down to look at other screens for illustration. So, why should you associate your free time with TV? Because TV is taking away your willpower. TV is taking away your decision-making power as well. TV is taking away your initiativeness and is captivating your will. Why is iPad much better than TV? Because if you say at your free time you want to watch TV, the people who put up the program on TV, they are not having your interest in mind. They are having the interest of whatever they think or whoever they consult with, and they are putting on the program according to how they think and what they think. It's because when you put on a TV, you don't decide whatever they show. You can just be moving from one channel to the other to look or to be looking if one of them will show what you want. But when you go to iPad or to YouTube, you can go to any website that you want. You could go to any channel that you want. You are the boss. You are the one in charge of whatever you desire to have. But when you attach your life to TV, you are at the mercy of somebody else. And then you are forced to sit down in one place. Your movement is limited. And then you are not the one that, you don't tell yourself what your TV should show. Your TV is just showing automatically, if you put on that channel, whatever they want to show. You don't even know who is deciding that for you. You don't even know what their value systems are. You don't even know what informs them to be doing those things they are doing. And you want to now come and put yourself as their mercy, at their mercy, and as if you don't have a will and decision. You should be the boss of your life. You should be the one that is determining what your desires, what your time should be used to do. That's why, websites are better. YouTubes are better. That's why smartphones are better. You go and do whatever you want at the time that you want. So when you are free and you have free time, don't be attaching your life to TV. Now, to now come more concretely to the question that you asked. I think the question is about what preacher should you watch?
Sermon. Which minister would you like to listen to?
What sermon should you listen to?
If you want to listen to a sermon on TV, which minister would you listen to?
Yeah, so I already dealt with this TV thing. Listen to it in the smartphone, or telephone, or something, or iPad, but not TV. Forget about TV. TV is ancient. It's going to be in the museum. We're going to be showing you what TV used to look like at the time. So now, who is the teacher? Who is the preacher that one could afford to listen to? Pastor Dr. Miles Monroe is a good one. He's not going to come on TV anymore because, he's gone to heaven, but he has a lot of his teachings on YouTube. Who else can you listen to? T.L. Osborne used to excite me. Idahosa was good in the subjects that he addressed. Out of the one that I live in now, I don't, frankly speaking, it's just true. This is just the truth, by just the truth. Out of the preachers, I don't know anyone that I would like to recommend. I heard some people talk about some people. There are two names that are coming to my mind now, but I know their names, but I've never listened to them for a long period to be able to recommend them. But I heard somebody talk good about them, about one of them, and the other one, somebody talk good about them. But I don't think I'm going to recommend them without me finding out by myself what they teach really. But otherwise, out of the ones that I know, and I know a lot. These guys too, I know them, but I just have not spent enough time to listen to whatever they're teaching. So it's not that I don't want to recommend anybody. I just don't know whoever to recommend. Now, just if you want to listen to, if you want to admire, there are a lot of men of God to be admired. To be respected. But to follow and listen to, I don't know. Me?
Yeah. This question said, you. Who would you listen to? Who would you, which minister would you spend your time? I want to listen to somebody else right now. I just want to sit down and listen. Who would you listen to?
Sometimes I try to listen to different myriad of ministers just to hear what they are saying or what is going on out there. But you know what? I listen more for personal development than I listen to preachers, unfortunately. I don't know if that is good or bad.
It's not unfortunate. The result is good, so it must be good.
Yeah, so I would rather, go to listen to some scientific stuff, some life issues, some speeches. My wife sends me some TED programs sometimes. TED Talk, but I don't. To me, they are too. I've listened to them. I've tried to listen as much as possible. I've tried to listen. Maybe I've listened to 200 of them, but they are not my level. They are good for people, but not for me. Mm-hmm. Now, but I still listen. There are some topics that are there that are original, but I just listen to. I think that will better me and make me to focus on my 5 areas of thinking that I said, and I try to things that will help me to bring the kingdom down. That will help me to increase the kingdom, bring the kingdom of God down. And sometimes they could be precious, but very few, very little.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Okay, so I guess when Dr. Sunday just started answering
But
question.
I already mentioned I listen to Miles Monroe
Yes.
sometimes.
Yes.
I listen to sometimes. I can sometimes. Maybe once a year I will listen to a few of his messages. I listen to Dr. T.L. Osborne maybe once a year. Also, I could listen to something like that. Sometimes, very few. Sometimes I could want to listen to Adelaja. Sometimes I listen to everybody. I've listened to most people that you hear about, but it's just to see, not much.
Okay, so when you first started answering that question, you're thinking it's not really about TV, but this is the great thing about Dr. Sunday. You know, you just want to take out that ignorance of ours out of the question. He knows what the question is, but he dealt with the ignorance first, which is TV is not the main thing. But I also understand that the person that wrote this is not even about TV, just wants to know who you listen to. So and I know that he does too, but it's so full that he would answer fully, dealing with challenges or issues or anything that he identifies as a problem, he deals with it. So that's why it's also great to be here. When you're around him, he will notice things about you that you don't notice or other people observe and they just kind of overlook, and he will give you an honest opinion about it. So it's really great. So, but let me summarize this for you, okay? So you know already that TV is not what he's not keen about TV, and you've heard this before in the past as well. So I don't need to repeat that. The people that he listens to once a year or so are Miles Monroe, T.L. Husband, and Adelaja. That's just once or twice a year. I know that he's friendly with Miles Monroe. He was friendly with Dr. Miles Monroe when he was alive. So they're great friends. He's written a book about him. Check out the book as well. It's a great book. It's actually Pastor Boss's favorite book, so it must be an amazing book. So check the book out. But the people that he listens to other people as well. But those people is just for information's sake. Just look at what they're up to, what they're doing. And it's actually answered this question in the philosophy and the grades answer we did a few days ago. That was on Sunday. That went on for almost 2 hours. So you would get a good idea in combination with this answer. You get a good idea that it's not even about pastors or preachers. It's about knowledge. It's about development of the kingdom of God. So that's what he listens to develop himself. Okay? So I hope that answers your question and you're happy with that, because I am happy with that. I have a better understanding now of who he is in terms of what he does with other preachers, or what he thinks of other preachers. There's a question that is related to this, and I would like to ask, is there any pastor in Nigeria you can identify with the message or the results? Is there anyone in Nigeria? I know Adelaja is a Nigerian pastor, but he's passed away. So don't mention him. Take him out of the equation now, because you mentioned him already. So is there any living person right now that you can identify with, or you can identify with their results? You think it's
living?
Yes.
I definitely identify with results of almost all the leading preachers in Nigeria. Their results are undeniable. And in Nigeria, almost everybody has results. Unfortunately, even people who are supposed to be like cults and demolish or devilish doctrines, all of them have results. So I don't want to use the result as the criteria in Nigeria, especially in Africa. Everybody can have result that is gifted, that is charismatic, that is doing miracles, or that is, so that's not an authority to me. That's not. Even unbelievers have results. Unbelievers have better results than all preachers in Nigeria. So, people like, Obama, or not just Obama, even Mark Zuckerberg, or Buffett, Warren Buffett, Bill Gates, all of them have results that are most precious in Nigeria. So result is not the only criteria. Precious in Nigeria that I identify with. You know, a lot of them are doing, some of them are doing good stuff, good work. But I'm afraid of mentioning them because they also have doctrines that I don't want to subscribe to. Most of the people who are prominent and are successful and are having good results that I respect as men of God, they are also proponents of very faulty, erroneous doctrines. So I'm afraid if I mention them now, somebody who is listening will think that I'm condoning everything that they're doing, or that I am what do you call it? Sanction?
Sanction, yeah.
Is it sanction we say? No, sanction.
Yeah,
Sanctify.
It is sanction. Sanction. No, it's fine.
It's fine? Sanction?
Yeah.
Sanction, is it not against?
Let me check for you.
That I am, you know, agreeing or condoning or accepting some of their doctrines. Unfortunately today, for me, 90% of the churches in Nigeria are in one error. Maybe 99% are in one error or the other. Maybe 1% that I don't know are not in any error.
Okay. Sanction is the opposite.
Yeah.
So consent.
Consenting, yeah. I don't want to consent with some of the teachings that are being promoted in Nigeria today. Unfortunately, what happens in Nigeria is that when somebody is successful, a few people are successful, and they are doing something that are erroneous, all the young people just go ahead and support them. I mean, they go ahead and repeat them. Everybody just repeating each other's practices. And that is why I cannot condone or consent with some of the, I would not even mention any name. Because anyone that I want to mention, I see a lot of things that they are doing wrong, and that if I mention them now, anybody that is listening will just say, okay, that one is good, Pastor Sonny recommend, and I know then they are going to be swallowing all the wrong things that they are doing. So I'm really worried about that. Even though there are a lot of names that I could have mentioned who are doing things, you know, nobody is completely bad and nobody is completely good. So who are doing things that are good, but in some extent. But the things that they are doing is not just that they are not perfect or they are doing something that are bad, but the weaknesses and the things that they are doing wrong are so big and are so hefty that they could ruin all the other good in the other people. So, you know, not that anybody is perfect. I'm not perfect. Nobody is perfect. But there are some people that you could just say, okay, whatever they are doing wrong is not significant. It's not going to derail people. But with the state of the church in Nigeria right now, is that it's already derailed. I could mention somebody in Ghana that I think is more middle of the road. I've not listened to too much of his messages, but from what I've seen and observed him, I think he is more cool-headed than the Nigerians that I know. He's called Mensa Otabil. And I think he's more cool-headed. I think he's more normal. I think he's more okay, more than other people that I know. I've never met him. I've listened to a few of his songs, but I know other preachers that I've met in Ghana that are my friends. I will not even mention those, but I'll mention this guy. This guy seems to know what he's doing. He seems to have it together. But I don't know any other person that I would like to mention. Maybe in Africa they're there, but in Nigeria, maybe you people could tell me anyone just quite like Otabil. Is there anybody like that? I think Nigerians are just they've just gone to the other extreme. They've just kind of taken off. Nigeria doesn't, I don't know anyone like that in Nigeria right now. Maybe they are there, maybe I don't know them, but I know a lot. I know a lot, but I don't. There are people that are doing good stuff, that are teaching on different topics that might be good, but specializing in some areas. But to have it all together holistically,
no.
I don't know anyone like that in Nigeria that I would like to mention. I don't want guy that maybe I could mention that is not bad. Is very good. But most people don't know him. I think he's called John Akin, Dr. Akin John. I think so. Akin John. Something Akin John. I think Akin John, yeah. He is very good in the sense that he's a teacher in school, church management. Again, he has his own specialty. But in regards to church, he's very good. He's very good. So I don't think, but he's not the biggest guy in Nigeria. Some people don't even know him. But he's one of the best that I think is there right now. But he's a small pastor almost. But I don't even know if he's a pastor. Do you see his name? Let me see if I could check. I think Francis Akin John. I think,
John.
Yeah? John Akin. Is it John Akin? Akin John?
Yeah, Dr. Francis Bola Akin John.
Akin John, yeah. Francis Akin John, yeah. He is pretty good. But I'm so sorry that because of Nigerians are after the spectacular. Nigerians are after the supernatural. Nigerians are after the superlative. So they will not pay attention to such a guy. But he is cool-headed and he's well-informed. And he's a cutting-edge guy. Yeah.
Wow. Isn't he so endearing? Can you believe that the fact is Nigerian, right? Is a pastor. He has friends that are pastors and that are Nigerians. And publicly, he's saying, I'm sorry, there's no one that I can mention. Not just that I can't mention them, but it's because he cares about you, the listeners. He cares about whoever is going to listen to this and the influence.
No, I'm going to mention a few now.
Okay, wow. I might be wrong. So I'll wait to hear this.
Let me mention a few.
Okay.
In Nigeria, but they are not the people you expect me to mention.
I don't even know where Akin John
There is a pastor, there is a bishop also. Apart from Akin John, there is a bishop they call Bishop Abraham Olale. It's another guy, but that one was someone I could put my hand on the chest and say, and go to sleep and say, follow him without you don't even need to consider anything. Go listen to him, yes. You don't even need to, what do I say? You don't even need to, you can go to sleep and just go swallow everything he says almost. He is so level-headed. He is so middle of the road. He is dangerously right on that one. Not in doctrine as such, but in the heart for God and in doing things right, in getting it right. Abraham Olaleye is an evangelist, so I'm not talking about him in the sense of doctrine and things like that, but he's an evangelist that is very pure, very sincere. If you want someone that is really sincere in Nigeria, I will mention the name of that guy, Bishop Abraham Olaleye. Then let me think of another name that I could mention like that. There is another person in Nigeria by the name Wale. He has a brother that is more popular. Adefarasin, yeah. Wale Adefarasin.
Not Paul.
Not Paul, no. That's the brother I was trying to say. But this one is Wale Adefarasin. Adefarasin. Yes, Wale Adefarasin. I think they call this church maybe the Present, no? The Lighthouse or something? Guiding Light?
Assembly.
Yeah, Guiding Light Assembly in Nigeria. Guiding Light Assembly, yeah. So this guy, Wale Adefarasin, is very genuine. He's another one that you could go to sleep to follow in Nigeria. But because they are not so prominent, so it was easy for me to immediately remember Otape from Ghana. But these people are not too big and too prominent. So there might be 1% like these kind of people in Nigeria that, that people don't really know up there. But these guys, I mentioned 3 names now. But I will put number 1. If I'm supposed to rate 3 of them in the order of my, recommendation, I will put number 1 Bishop Abraham Olaleye as number 1 in Nigeria. I will put as number 2 the Guidelight Assembly guy, Wale Adefarase. Okay. As number 3, I will put Francis Akinjon. Okay. Francis Bola Akinjon. I think. Maybe there are some others that I don't know, like you cannot know everybody, you see, because especially in Nigeria you have thousands of pastors, but these ones, even if you are not going to be a member of their church, you could always, rely on their wisdom and on they are sane, on their sanity. They are sane people. It's a pity people, Nigeria don't know them. Nigerians want to know the lousy ones, the noisy ones, and the superficial and supernatural ones. Let me mention another one here, though. Maybe I will add to this list Pastor Bakare, Tunde Bakare. Now that one is popular. That one is popular and it's very real and genuine. He doesn't do nonsense. He doesn't do a lot of rubbish that people do.
Okay. Is that it?
Yeah.
No female?
Female pastor. Yeah. Do you know female pastors in Nigeria?
No, I don't. I don't even know any pastors. Yeah. I only know a handful.
Female pastors in Nigeria?
Just wondering.
I don't know. I don't know them good enough. I know a few of them, but I don't know them well enough. I don't know of their doctrine. I don't know what they teach.
Okay, no problem. So, as I was saying, that he is so endearing. But the last name that he mentioned now, I know they're friends. I was just going to say that because he hasn't mentioned... I'm friends
with many others.
Yeah, I know you are. That's what I was saying. But you actually mentioned one friend. So it's kind of like take the whole thing out. What I was going to say.
But it's not because it's a friend.
I know it's not.
Just being objective.
Yes. But I
have many other friends. I'm not even very friendly with Bakari so much. I'm friendly with him as a senior colleague and as a senior brother, and somebody that is of this very, very good heart. But I'm not. There are people I'm closer to than him. To him, sorry.
Okay. Some of you mentioning your pastors or your favorite. This is Dr. Sunday's question, not yours. That's yours, not Dr. Sunday's. But what I was just going to say, sir, is that...
I'm not going to mention your own pastor or your own favorite because they are your favorite. Because you don't know my standards and you don't know what I'm looking at.
Let me tell you tell them, sir.
I'm not going to mention your people that you are writing or people that you like or people that you think are great. Those are great in your own eyes. That's what you know. But I'm not going to mention them because you mentioned them because you think they're okay. I'm going to mention the ones I'm sure that, I'm very sure that they're okay. Yeah.
I'm not going to die with laughter here. Dr. Sunday's never finding it funny. We don't need to, that's alright. I don't find it funny either. I saw some name that I was like, you should know better. You should know better who you're dealing with. But hey, it's all fun and games, so that's good. No, you're pastor. I'm sorry. He's not going to wash. So, let me just say what I wanted to say. Calm down, man. I know it's Dr. Sunday's birthday. Calm down. So, I was just going to say as well that Dr. Sunday have the heart of a father, and he understands influence. That if you mention certain names, you will go and run and say, wow, Dr. Sunday mentioned this name, therefore this person must be great, and I can listen to them. And they also, because those people carry doctrines or principles that are not right, he can actually tell you to follow them or listen to them. So, and I think that's really important, where, it's not running with one aspect of what they do, it's the holistic view, and he's doing it for your sake. He knows for himself who is going to follow and who is not going to follow and what is going to deduce. But he also understands that if you mention something, there's a power of influence, and you can go ahead and just run with this person and fall into the pit. So that's really, really important that he said that. Then there's another thing which is important about what Dr. Sunday said to me, is that I respect them. I always felt like it's difficult to respect people that you can't follow, you don't fully agree with, but this is a lesson for me now. And maybe I should actually ask him about, so you said that you respect them, but you will not follow them, you will not
recommend them to be followed.
Well, you will not recommend them to be followed. So that really rang a bell in my head, because I kind of find it difficult to if I respect somebody, to take, if I don't respect somebody, I don't find it easy to even listen to them, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's natural.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is that even though I don't recommend these people to other people, I respect what they have done. Okay. They are giants in the faith to a large extent. These people have been called by God, empowered by God, anointed by God, and they have done exploits. But the reason I would not recommend them and mention their names is because a lot of practices that they have allowed in their ministries, or they are proponenting, or they are pushing, they are going to damage the ordinary people who are not matured enough to be able to differentiate. They just swallow everything. So that's why I would not recommend. But I personally respect every one of them, especially the senior ones and the most successful ones. I dock my heart for them. They are great people. But for example, it's just like saying, would I recommend people to follow Moses when there is already Joshua? No, because Moses is going. Even though I respect him, we honor him for what he has done, but he's not the future anymore. Moses had taken, okay, for example, just like saying, I'm saying, who do I recommend to follow? Moses or Joshua, after they are about to enter the promised land, or they have already, Moses has done his own job. He has brought them out of Egypt. He has fulfilled his own mandate. So the same thing today, the future of the church are those leaders who are able to be and walk in the spirit of Joshua. That is, they are the people who are able to lead the church into planting in the promised land, into building drainages in the promised land, into building irrigation in the promised land. Those leaders that are able to cultivate the promised land, to make the promised land produce milk, to make the promised land produce honey, to make the promised land, be fertile ground. Only those ones should be recommended, because they are the ones taking the church forward. They are the ones establishing the body and the people of God. But the Moseses, they are not about plantation. They are not about drainages. They are not about irrigation. They are not about building, a land flowing with milk and honey. They are about, bringing the power of God and doing everything for at God's expense. They are the ones who just want to use God to do all the things, because that is the anointing of Moses. That is their calling. They are supposed to use the power of God to enjoy all the manna from heaven without working for it. They are the ones that use the power of God to bring water out without knowing how to drainage it or how to irrigate it. They are the ones that just use the power of God to do miracles and cause the enemies to fall and die and not wake up tomorrow and deliver you. when you begin to follow those kind of people, you should know that you shouldn't follow them for too long. You should only follow them to leave Egypt. And after you follow them to leave Egypt, run away, run after, overtake them and run forward. Because if you keep on following the Moseses that are using miracles and God's power at God's expense, leading people at God's expense, in the sense that miracles and what God does or something, not through understanding and wisdom and skills, but who are just using miracles and power of God, then you know that you don't have a future. Because those Moseses, they will die in the wilderness themselves. And everybody that follows them will die in the wilderness. But the ones that are able to see further, who are having the vision and the perspective to build, to irrigate, to cultivate, and to administrate, to build structures and systems in place, those are the ones that will be allowed to go into the wilderness, into the promised land, to go and develop it. That is the future. So the future is the only futuristic Joshua generation kind of leadership like that people should be following. As long as people are following, mainly in my country right now, mainly people are following the styles and the practices of the Moseses. Even they are 20 years old or 30 years old, but they are still repeating what the Moses was doing. They are still relying on the miracles, signs and wonders, and using God's power to provide for, to make people follow them. Signs and wonder to make people follow them. They are using the power of God at the expense of that to bring followership. Even though they are young ministers, but they're still using that style. That means even though they are 20, because it is not just the ones who left Egypt who died, even their own children and their descendants who will not be ready to change their ways and to learn to move, to think progressively, all of them perish in the wilderness. And for as long as people in Nigeria are depending on the model of church that is Moses oriented, and even though they are young, but the country will never come out of the jungle. Nigeria as a country will never come out of the wilderness of underdevelopment and poverty and desperation and hopelessness. It is only when we realize that, okay, these our fathers have done their own path, their own part, and they have given their best, and they are wonderful. We love them, we honor them. Moses are never supposed to be abused. Moses are never supposed to be cursed. Moses are never supposed to be humiliated. So Moses are always, even up to today, Moses is always being revered. So we are supposed to revere and respect and honor all these fathers. Give honor to whom honor is due, but don't keep on repeating their style. They have done their own things, and their own styles was effective to carry out the mission for which they were raised up, and that is to bring our country out of the witchcraft, idol worshiping, and poverty, and all kind of things that were holding us back in the past. But right now, for development and civilization, we need a new mindset of people, a new generation of leaders that cause you to think, that cause you to develop, that cause you to create, that cause you to innovate, that cause you to be co-creator with God. And because the manna stop, immediately they get into the promised land. No more manna. So there is no perspective, no future for as many people as I say expected, to keep on following God the way the Moses followed God in the wilderness.
Wow. Guys, gosh. Did you see the wisdom in that answer? Moses, Joshua. So if you're a Christian that knows the Bible and everything else that has been explained earlier, you don't get it. You feel like, it's not explaining this. This is full HD explanation, which is the Moses gone. Time is done. Thank you for what you've done. Thank you for a great job. Thank you for leading us to the promised land. But now we're there. If you know what's good for you, if you're following the Moses, what do? Pick race and follow Joshua. Whose word is that? Pick race.
Pick race.
Who says that? I guess you know already. So that's the knowledge, the wisdom in that answer. It's so clear, and it should be clear to everybody. A word is enough for the wise, as they say. I love the answer. I love it so much. And I'm grateful for this opportunity to be here. I appreciate you guys for also being here. So before we go, let me just remind you of our competition, or as I like to say, our contest. I almost say something else, which is the total opposite, but our contest. So don't forget, that will be pinned on the page on Dr. Sunday Adelaja Facebook page. So you'll have the details of what you need to do, the criteria, and what you need to win. And today we added another one criteria. So we have 8 categories all together that you can enter. So this is for everybody. You cannot feel missed out. We have not missed anybody out. So everybody can participate. There must be something for you that you can do. Today's new category is what you've already been doing, but you have to do it better, which is congratulatory messages, pictures, videos, however you want to have it. Post as many as possible. Post it on your page. Copy Dr. Sunday, copy me. Create your own congratulatory message. Make it look beautiful and send it to me so that I can have a look and see how it is. So send it to me. You know my email is dsa50fifty@gmail.com. So that's the best way to send your congratulatory messages, your own creation, to wish Dr. Sunday Adelaja a happy birthday, happy golden jubilee. So create whatever you want to create in the best possible way and send it to me and post it as well. So you will be entered into this competition, and you know the great gifts that are available for you to win. It's time with Dr. Sunday, one-to-one time where you can speak to him on Skype. There's a question time one-to-one that you can also spend with him. There is also a visit, so you can come over here. If you're a winner in that category, come over here, spend time with Dr. Sunday. And there's another one, you can go for lunch with Dr. Sunday, go to a private, lovely place where you can dine with him and eat. You can do that. And then also, I said it all, I think, and books. So you can win his books. Okay, so those are the gifts or the prizes that you can win for this competition or this contest. So don't forget, you can all enter. Nobody's left out. There are 8 categories and there's so much to do. If you want the information, you know where to get it. So let me just remind you, all this daily question time is on YouTube. So Sunday Adelaja Official, you go on YouTube and type Sunday Adelaja Official. Why don't you subscribe as well? Because then you will get notification of everything that we post.
They are not on YouTube yet. Are you putting all of them every day?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. If it doesn't go immediately, we give it 24 hours. That's my deal with our super Kate. So 24 hours, you should get it within 24 hours. And even if you don't, which we will try to put it on, there are thousands that you can see on YouTube. We have thousands of videos that would inspire you, that will develop you, that you can watch on YouTube. So go ahead and subscribe. Secondly, there's also the blog. It's amazing. The blog also have the information about the Nigerian Transformation Project. So the blog is sundayadelajablog.com. If you want to know specifically about the Nigerian Transformation Project, just add / and Nigeria. So you will get that. Thank you so much. You're also on Twitter. You're on Instagram. Check him out, Sunday Adelaja or Pastor Sunday Adelaja. So just Google it. You will find him. Or go to those platforms and you will find him. So join us again tomorrow. I'm looking forward to tomorrow. There are loads of questions. And keep adding your questions. Add your interesting questions. I appreciate all these questions today. I've added another knowledge to my brain. So I hope you have too. Enjoy spending time with you, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Adios. Bye.